Hello, this is Jace Ham, and I'm going to be talking about the Hamilton Grange Library Teen Center. So, what teens want is spaces whose design features create a public focus, allow for a view of other areas of the library, were not separated from the rest of the library, held a sense of density, comfort, and movement with all people, contained a centerpiece for activity as well as multiple spots for stop and learn and socialize. They want a space that includes nature and includes diversity and accessibility. And this was according to Bernier 2020. A little background on the Hamilton Grange Teen Center. There was no dedicated space for teens in the neighborhood, in the area and community. Teens were a majorly underserved population. And something really interesting was that over 60% of teens use the library at least once a month, and 30% would more would if there was a teen space. The Hamilton Grange Library Teen Center opened on October 25th, 2011, and it is for teens 13 to 17. And a critique that I had that I talk about in my paper in a little more depth is that it leaves out 18 to 19-year-olds, which, are also teenagers, and that it is a pretty heavy transitional phase in one's life going from high school to college and adulthood. And so it would be nice if the teen center included teens that are 18 and 19 years old as well at their teen center. This is a site map of the teen center. This little gray area in the top left corner is where they have some audio visual equipment and a future expansion of the reading zone. They have some tiered stacks of books that are relevant to teens. They have a performance area, an entry foyer, a snack and chat area because they have a relaxed snack and drink policy for the teen center. They have stepped bleachers where teens can sit and socialize. They have an exam prep area. They have an info help desk, which is really nice that they have multiple entrances and exits. So if any of the teenagers feel uncomfortable walking by the help desk because they don't want to be, bombarded with questions or anything, they can exit and enter in a way where they won't move past it. There is a reading area, a media vitrine where teens can play games, watch movies. And then there is a lounge where they can read and chill. Some of the policies, they are different than the regular library policies where they have a relaxed snack and drink policy where that snack and chat area, they can have snacks and drinks, which I think is really nice because that shows that they trust the teens to be responsible with the snacks and drinks. And I feel like that can go a long way with mutual respect. They respect their responsibility and then they give the respect back. Technology. Kuhlman 2014 says that technology is one of the most important things a library can offer. And the Teen Center is great with that. They have computers and internet for research and education purposes. They have technology for fun as well, such as video game consoles, Blu-ray players, televisions, and audiovisual equipment. So they have technology just not for education, but also for fun. One critique was that I couldn't really find anything on the accessibility options for this technology. I would hope that they would have some accessibility options, but I was not able to find anything on that specifically. Lighting, which is a very important aspect to any design of any space, but especially a teen space, so they can feel a part of things. They have large windows, natural lighting. So the large windows from outside allow for the natural lighting. It allows the windows to allow them to see to other parts of the library and to outside. One critique I have, however, is that the stairs and also the teen center being on the third floor kind of creates a separation from the rest of the library, which is a part that Bernier said is not something they would want. They don't want to feel separated. They want to feel a part of everything else. There's a media vitrine, which is an entertainment space consisting of clear soundproof walls so that they can play their games and watch their movies without being worried that they are going to be disruptive. And it also allows for a degree of separation from the library staff, but also allows for some level of supervision. The furniture. The furniture kind of matches the style of the rest of the library, but there is a centralized space full of eye-catching bleachers for teens to sit and socialize. And Kuhlman, 2014, said that comfortable furniture is one of the most important aspects of designing a teen library space. I know from my personal experience that the libraries I visited always had very uncomfortable wooden chairs that did not make me want to stay there at all. But this place has couch and beanbags at the center with books and entertainment along the way. It allows for a centerpiece and a spot to mingle and learn along the way that Bernier also mentioned was important design feature for a teen space. They also, the area allows for small gatherings and also allows for them to sit close to one another because the furniture is easily movable and there's a lot of seats close together. A centerpiece is the reference desk with a Leo constellation behind, which kind of allows for a pattern and color contrast and eye catches you to that help desk really well. The performance space. Velasquez 2015 says that cultivating creativity and the creation of things more so than a performance is what the purpose of a performance space is. So it is not really about watching performances and more about fostering creativity. And it is definitely the weakest point of the teen center because unfortunately all it really is for is observing performances by artists and authors, and it's not for the teens themselves to foster any sort of creativity or creation. So the critique would be that there's no really maker space for the teens to create, and so it kind of misses the point of a performance space. And there's no current space which allows for the creation of art beyond studying audio and visual equipment. A learning space is also important. So Velasquez says that a learning space has grown to become a space that fosters learning beyond a room for reading and studying, and now utilizes the technology at the library's disposal. And the exam prep area, there's also an exam prep area and a reading area are examples of the traditional idea of learning spaces. And the computer zone provides access to inner technology needed for learning. The entertainment areas can also be considered learning spaces as the audio and visual equipment is meant to be used and learned as well as the gaming consoles. Learning any kind of technology, whether it be for fun or for professional purposes, can be useful in a teen's future. And expansion of the reading area has been discussed. Critique, though, is that spaces instead should be expanded to involve other types of learning, more hands-on learning experiences such as building and fixing technology, pottery, interior design, some more hands-on learning spaces. Meeting spaces are also important. Libraries need spaces for people to gather and meet, and they allow for teens to gather with their friends and peers. There are several meeting spaces at the teen center: the bleachers, table and chairs, the snack and chat area, the media vitrine, which is open and houses plenty of furniture. The teen center is open and houses plenty of furniture to sit and relax on and fosters an environment of open socializing and meeting. An inspiration space is also important. Velasquez says that it creates a feeling of inspiration people feel when entering the space. So it's centered on inspiration. Zones which inspire one to learn and explore in the teen center are the exam prep room, the reading rooms and technology areas, and zones which inspire fun would be the media vitrine. Zones that inspire to create would be the performance space through watching artists, authors, and performers. The critique, though, again, is that there's no dedicated maker space to inspire one to create things. You can watch the performances and maybe feel a little inspired to go and create your own things at home, but there's no maker space to inspire even more creativity to make things. Some recommendations would be to utilize the rest of the third floor to include other activities and visitors of the library so the teens feel less closed off from the rest of the patrons and staff, create a maker space, extend the ages to include 18 and 19, and an inclusion of nature within the space. And that is it. Thank you.